Ian Noble, thank you for coming to the Entrepreneurs Podcast.
Randolph, thank you for having me. I have to tell you, that is one of the more enthusiastic intros I've ever experienced. So, and you taught me what entrepreneurist was, because that was going to be a question that I asked right away. Entrepreneurs that bear it all. I got it. I'm wearing a shirt, man. Right? What if I showed up with that?
Hey, I had someone show up with no shirt on. Definitely.
They're like, I thought this was the Entrepreneurs Club. You're like, no.
Literally, that's exactly what he did. Hey, I thought this was the Entrepreneurs Podcast, right? But yeah, when I started my podcast, I read all the books. I took all the little courses to make sure I followed all the best practices, and I knew that I needed a name that captures people's attention, but then I also needed to explain it, because I said I could just call it the Entrepreneurs Podcast, but most people might not get that it's entrepreneur and nudist and we're bearing all. And then I also wanted to still be searchable. So yeah, that's how it came up, the Entrepreneurs Podcast. Thank you so much for latching on to the name.
I'm just happy you let me wear my shirt.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Hey man, this day and age, man, we got to make sure everybody knows this is all optional and consensual. Is there nothing that you know now that you wish you knew when you first started?
Oh, I wish I knew a lot more back then. You learn along the way, and that's what life's about and why entrepreneurship's fun. You end up every day surprising yourself with things that you would take for granted or think couldn't happen, and you learn it all in entrepreneurship. Employees getting flat tires multiple times a week, crazy stories and why something's not working, and it's almost laughable over time. But I'm just happy that I've been in the game for a while and that I love the game of entrepreneurship. So I'm learning every day, something new every day.
And it seems like you're saying that you wish you knew all of the, depending on what angle you're looking at, all of the reasons or excuses that people would come up with along your path.
I wish I knew them, but you still can't prevent them. These things, so my background comes from running a small business. I had a dry cleaners in Austin. And when you have staff, you're going to run into these situations to where, especially in that style industry, where you're scratching your head thinking, what did they say? And it just comes up. Sometimes it ends up on the internet and in the form of a review. We had one time, this is years back, I forgot about this until now, where a gal closed our store early. The hours were 7 to 7. She closed it at 6:58. This was common sometimes when staff wanted to shut down early, and customers let you know. And she, through the glass of the door, told them that our computer systems are on space satellite time and that it was in fact 7 o'clock. And the lady showing her phone, it says 6:58, and our staff did not let her in. Like, this is the kind of stuff that you obviously don't go over that in training. Like, hey, don't lie about the space satellite time that we're supposedly using in our stores. But, luckily I was able to salvage that relationship with the customer and just say, hey, I don't know where that came from, and I'm sorry. That employee was short-lived.
Oh yeah, man. Sometimes people come up with anything and don't take accountability, and it's all about how you say things and do things that determines whether a customer spends with you or continues to spend with you, and how you can recover. Because like I'm sure you've already experienced, you can't control what people do to you, but you can control how you react. And in that moment, you had to choose between one customer, and I don't know how long that employee been with you, but you had to choose between one customer and having to go through the rigmarole of finding somebody to replace this employee. It seems like your methodology is make sure the customers are taken care of. Of course, make sure your employees are taken care of. But if an employee does something that's just almost unforgivable, then go with the side of the customer and find an employee.
You're right. And a lot of times that naturally works itself out. I obviously didn't react and get angry with the employee. But when you start to ask them, why did you do that? What was it for? And you eventually get the answer out of them. They didn't want to keep the store open. They were too busy. They were stressed. So for me, if it's a lie or an excuse like that, usually that person will recognize, all right, the guy I'm working for or with obviously called me out on something I shouldn't have done. This isn't a good fit for me. So it weeds them out to begin with, which is better. You want people to be happy and want to work where they're working, and sometimes it's just not a good fit.
Oh yeah, and I think one of the reasons why people are unhappy is because they're doing something that they don't want to do. And one of the reasons that they're doing something that they don't want to do is because they need revenue. And the only reason they're doing something that they don't want to do in order to get revenue because they need it is because they don't have other streams of revenue. Why do you think most people want more streams of revenue?
You would think that it's about the money, but I do not. I believe that people understand that wherever they're making their money from their main thing, someday that could come to a halt. We're seeing it right now in the tech space. There's massive layoffs. These jobs generally were secure, high-paying jobs. And just like that, it can be taken away from you. You might wake up on a Thursday morning and have an email. Thanks for your efforts in this company, but we've closed your department. We don't need you anymore. I think more and more people are seeing the writing on the wall, and there's a push for two things. Number one, ownership and entrepreneurism. Find a way to do it yourself, because if you trust yourself and you put confidence in yourself, there's no better person to, that you're aligned with yourself and you can make something. Now, the other reason is things happen in life, and the more and more that people see this, they'll have a death in their family, or there's a disability or a divorce, whatever it may be. You want to have other streams of income coming in because you can't let life stop. For these people I mentioned with the layoffs, they have a mortgage. Their kids might go to daycare. There's private schools, perhaps. Who knows what their expenses look like? A fancy leased car, all these things that maybe they're going to run into trouble. And the more you set yourself up early and take action early and grow wealth outside of your main business career, the better you're going to be in 10, 15 years, to where you have options and the person next to you does not.
Oh yeah. And the way you said it, somebody might think that in order for Ian to win, the person next to him had to lose. No. When it's done correctly, everybody can win, right? But it's just everybody doesn't seem to be into or have the wherewithal to experience delayed gratification.